Today, I'm going to walk through my honest experience after using Oddsjam for the last 4 months. I'm going to walk you through 3 different categories and give a score for each one of them. Those categories are user experience, customization, and value for the money. A quick 30-second background for me, very casual sports bettor before using Oddsjam, placing anywhere from $10 to $50 bets. Dumb parlays, so never really a profitable sports bettor, would just do it for fun with friends. Let's get straight into it and let you know if Oddsjam is actually worth it. Section number 1 is user experience, and I give this a 9 out of 10. So you can see on the screen here that we are specifically in the arbitrage window, right? This is where I spend most of my time, both live and pre-match. So I have the premium feature here, which one thing that is really underrated about this, whether it's live or pre-game, you're actually able to click this and it will just auto refresh for you, so they will populate. If you don't have the platinum plan, you're actually going to have to manually do this. So that in itself saves you a ton of time. It's not something you think is a big deal, but once you get the auto refresh, you will have no idea how you did without it before. I typically have my mobile and desktop up. I really like the fact that they've added this dual tab here, and you can see there's a little pop-up just showing you, hey, if you click this, it will open both of these for you. I personally don't use this a ton just because, like I said, I'm doing one on my phone and one on my computer to be fast as possible, but this is great if you're doing it on just desktop. And then you can see here, depending on the type of bet, you can either click game, which will take you to the game, or you can go and click bet like this right here, where it will load the bet in directly for you. Everything in here is sorted by ROI, so you can see the percentage of ARB that it is. It gives you all the information about the event, the market you're in, and then the books here. So it's going to be really easy to read. I never had any issues with the actual interface itself. I've really enjoyed using it. I'm going to walk you through a couple of the other tools here. So you've got the positive EV. So this is basically just doing a one-sided ARB, basically. You're just doing the positive EV side. So here you can see Dante DiVincenzo is a 7.37% positive EV. It works exactly like the ARB one does. So again, really smooth here. What I like about both the EV and the ARB side is that you can click in and see what the other books are offering here as well. So for example, the best odds are plus 106. You see that we have here with ProfitX. And then you can look and see, okay, BetMGM is minus 130, Fanatics minus 125, DraftKings minus 115, and confirm, hey, this really is a good EV bet. A really easy interface, even if you've never done anything like this before, just like me. I'd never done anything like this, and I was able to pick it up really easily. There are a lot of customization options I'm going to walk through during that section, so I don't want to cover them right now in the video. You also have the tracker here that if you go ahead and, for an example, we click on here, we want to track this, we'll click save, and then it'll pop up in the tracker here. So what you'll be able to see is this one upcoming, and then it'll show you the bet that we have upcoming here. Now, I don't use a tracker because I use Pickett personally to just track all of it. I linked all my sports books. I like that, but the tracker is really good, especially if you like to have everything in one place inside of the Oddsjam interface. The final section I'll talk about here is the promo converter tool. So let's say you have a Fanatics account and you have a bunch of bonus bets you want to take advantage of. You can put in a book, you can put in here what type of bet it is, right? Qualifying bet, site credit, bonus bet, whatever. The amount, you can click that, convert promo, and then you'll be able to see, okay, these are the different bets I can do and exactly how I'm going to go ahead and convert this promo into guaranteed winnings. I really suggest this if you're new to arbitrage betting or positive EV betting and you haven't opened a bunch of books. Go ahead and open those books, get those welcome bonuses, and convert them with this to increase your bankroll that much more. Again, for this, I gave it a 9 out of 10. I've never had any issues with this, and the customization options we're going to talk about in a little bit really put it over the top for me, so I've really enjoyed this aspect of it. So now I'm going to walk you through some of the different customizations options that you have here. You can see that I've got saved filters in here, all on the right side here that I've got set up that I've used over different times. You can go in here and select any of the sports book that you actually have available. I have them all selected just to show you all the options here. You can actually go in here and select the minimum odds you want to do. I typically don't mess with this. Percentages, I do 1% when I'm starting out. So if you're just starting out, I would do 1% and higher. Now I typically set it to 3%. So at the bare minimum, I'm getting that 3% ARB. You can go and select sports. You know, for me, I typically only do the ones that I'm familiar with. I'm not doing a lot of soccer or tennis. I typically stick football, basketball, baseball, and hockey. Then you can select specific leagues inside of those sports if there's multiple leagues in one sport you want to do. And then you can do the different type of markets, whether it's a main market like a money line, a player prop like player points, or alternate markets like alternate spreads and different things. You can decide which one of these you want to select. The date range, you can do bets that are just for today, next 24 hours, next 7 days, custom date range, anything in here, right? So a lot of customizations when it comes to the date. I typically have it selected just for the next 24 hours. And then you could do even a specific game. And where I like to use this is if it's 8:30, 9 o'clock at night, and I'm really focused on just betting a live NBA game and I don't want MLB bets showing up, I will typically just type in the game. I'll type in, Thunder or Celtics or whoever it might be. So then I can only get those type of bets. I found that it works really well for me when I'm doing the live ARBs. And they just recently added this feature of the bet warning. So if you don't want to see the risky bets, which maybe it's just an error line that the books have put in, so it's something that maybe they're going to avoid or there could be some sort of issue with it. If you don't even want to see those when they pop up and have that risk, you can just click this. If you don't want to be betting on the same game too often, you can do this. Conflicting bets, if you don't want to maybe bet over LeBron James, 25 points, and then later in the game it's 30 points, and you don't want to bet that again because you don't want to be putting a lot of different bets on one player when the lines move like that. So you can turn that off, and then previously placed just so you don't double up on any of these bets. Any of these you can turn on. This feature specifically is something that was highly requested, and I'm really glad that they added it. And then you can go ahead and even customize the different columns that you are being seen right here, and then the DVIG settings as well. So you have full customization of this tool. The only thing I would say, if I was going to give any critique of the customization, is I wish there would be a way to kind of filter out those bets that they just pop up for like a millisecond and then they're gone. You kind of learn to ignore those, and you'll learn to know, hey, this looks a little good to be true, and kind of ignore it. But if there was a way to get rid of that, then I would say that could be something they could add. I don't necessarily think that's an Oddsjam issue. I think that's just any type of service like this, because things, especially live, update so quickly, it's going to be really hard to filter those out. Customization, I gave it an 8.5 out of 10 here. Again, there's maybe some small tweaks that could be made, but overall, this is really, really solid. The final section that I've got here is value for the money. And this is the elephant in the room. Oddsjam is not cheap. It's about $200 to start with the gold plan, but you can start out with a free trial, see if it's for you, and also earn your money in that free trial. For someone like me, starting with $500, I went ahead and day 1 through 7 of my trial, used the promo converter tool, and to double my bankroll and go from $500 to nearly $1,300 by using that promo converter tool, plus getting comfortable with the ARBs, hitting some of those, and doing anywhere from like $20 to $40 per day at the very beginning. And that was all pre-game ARBs. And that's what I would suggest for anybody who's thinking about doing this. Use that 7-day free trial. Take it seriously. Pick 7 days where there's going to be a good amount of games, whether that's hockey, MLB, NBA, if you're watching this during the NFL season. Use those 7 days very strategically so you can make your money back for the month if you want to, and then some. And then my biggest suggestion that I talk to everybody about when they talk to me about Oddsjam is go from the gold to platinum plan as soon as you feel comfortable, because the live bets is where you can be making so much money. For example, last night I had multiple live ARBs that I was getting over $60 in winnings just from one bet. If I hit just one of those every single day, that would be $1,800 in a month. That would pay for 3 months and then some of Oddsjam, all by hitting just one bet like that every single day, which is more than possible. Yesterday, I did over $400 just from live ARBs. So that's the reason I give it a 9 out of 10 when it comes to value for the money that you're paying, because even though it is expensive, I've done over $20,000 since I started arbitrage betting in 4 months. So that's $2,000 spent on Oddsjam, and that's $20,000 in return. So a 10x ROI in my case. If you have any questions about any of this process, you can leave them in the comment section. You can also shoot me a DM over on Twitter. I'll make sure to link that below. It's Clark Knows Ball over on Twitter. If you do decide that you want to give Oddsjam a try, you can click the link below for that 7-day free trial. And if you decide to sign up, the code Clark will give you 35% off your first month. Really appreciate you guys watching this video, and subscribe for more videos just like this.